Hello, I'm Obie Young with the FAA Production Studios located at the FAASTeam National Resource Center in Lakeland, Florida. Today with the 20th Annual FAA-ATA Annual International Symposium of Human Factors in Maintenance and Ramp Safety. And today we've got Terry Vaughn Faden, is that correct, with us at the symposium, and she's one of our presenters. Terry, tell us a little bit about yourself. I understand you're from Illinois.
Yes, I'm an assistant professor at the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, and I teach in the Aviation Human Factors Division. So I teach human factors courses to our pilot education group, such as crew resource management, aviation psychology, accident investigation, and I do research also, and a lot of my research work has been for the FAA.
Okay, I understand, and today you are talking on the same level or the same program as our Chinese friend, and our people from different countries are here. How many different countries are represented here at the symposium today, do you know?
I don't know. I have seen from all over. I've seen India, Japan, China, South America, Europe, so I think we've got a smattering of everything but Antarctica as far as I can tell.
So it truly is an international symposium here today at Orlando International Airport in Orlando, Florida. And one of the things we were talking about earlier was the professional culture in aviation. Is it truly an international culture in aviation? What's your comments on that?
We have seen some differences. So one of the tasks I have in the research that I do for the FAA is to say, can we measure culture? And within that culture, what are there differences or are there similarities? And originally one of our hypotheses was, hey, it's aviation, so there's a high level of professionalism. And I wonder if this overrides national cultures. And what we've pleasantly found out is that no, it doesn't. And that people very much, the country they come from, it does affect how they do their jobs. So when we look at cultures such as some Asian communities, we've seen a bit more collective cultures rather than some of, say, the European or American cultures where people are much more individualistic and they feel like they have a direct route to the top management, whereas some other cultures feel like, no, I'm going to just do my job and I'm not going to make problems. So we keep looking at these differences and we're trying to baseline so that we can see if there are changes over time. If we train and do interventions, can that change people who are doing the work?
Once again, you were talking about the different courses that you teach at the University of Illinois there, and one of them I think you mentioned was accident investigation and SMS. We've heard a good bit about accident investigation and about whether or not it's good, bad, or what, and also about SMS. Some comments about those two subject matters, if you would.
I'll tell you, when I teach accident investigation, we teach the students to go through what an NTSB investigation would be like. And at the end of that, since we are a human factors program, I use a lot of tools such as META tools or the HFACS system, the Human Factors Analysis and Classification System, to look at accidents and do root cause analyses to see what's out there. Now, when we're talking about SMS, we're not just talking about where's the human in the system and how did the human perhaps fail or how did a piece of metal fail. We want to look at the whole system. So what's so great about SMS and what we're teaching our students now from the colleges and from the aviation programs who are going to be out there in the world now under SMS regulation, when that finally does become a regulation, is from the ground up. How are we going to communicate with people that we're working for? How do we communicate people who are doing subordinate type jobs for us, or who are doing jobs that really feed into what we need to do? How do we know that they've done their job safely? How do we speak up and how do we talk about that? What's the information that we share? So we're doing a lot of teaching of our students. We're involving them in our research, and so they can see how hard it is to actually communicate, how hard it is to work in that quality improvement process. What is the data? What does it mean to actually go through a process, and what is an outcome? So I'm real hopeful for the future that if we can train them now at the college level, when they're out there and they have to actually implement SMS or avoid an accident, they've learned these things through human factors training, so that when they're a pilot flying the line, a technician working the line, a ramper out there, they can use these in their actual work.
Are you planning on returning next year for another appearance?
hey, I don't know about appearance. That's going to be up to Dr. Johnson and Mr. Hiles. But I'll tell you, I've been here for the past 3 years and just particularly love this symposium because you get real solutions. People are really here working on thinking about what are the real solutions that are out there and how can we affect it.
If you missed it this year, make sure that you make it next year. I assume it's about the same time in Orlando, Florida. I'm Obi Young with the FAA Production Studios. See you at the Aviation Training Network every Monday at 11 o'clock.